today is AAJC #TrueForYou Census Day of Action. So I wanted to host an event today so you guys can give your few minutes updates on the census, why it's important today to respond to the census. So without further ado, I have the panelists' name, title, and the organization on the screen. So if any one of you want to share a screen, let me know. I have it activated, so you're welcome to share anything you want on here. So we have Debbie Lee from US Census, and we also have Kai. He's from CCC. Where's Kai? Kai, you on camera? Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Kai. I work for CCC as program coordinator for the ESL program. Nice to meeting you guys.
Hi.
Okay.
We should introduce ourselves. I'm Debbie Lee from the U.S. Census Bureau, the partnership specialist for the Chinese track. And we have Johnny and Samuel here as well. Johnny, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Jeannie Peng. I'm with Harris County Engineering. I'm a communications manager.
Oh, hi, Jeannie.
Hi, my name is Johnny. I'm a partnership specialist with Houston. Thank you for letting me join you guys today.
Welcome to the family, Johnny.
Thank you, Kai.
Okay, Sam, last but not least.
Hey, I'm Sam Patton. I am also partnership specialist with the Census Bureau. Really happy to be here today. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I guess we should start with our first panelist today, Debbie Lee. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna go over some census important talking points, and then I would like to say that in Chinese, since we have a Vietnamese audience and Chinese audience, so I'm gonna say that in Chinese. Is that all right? Or
yeah.
Okay， 今天我们来谈谈人口普查。我们休斯顿有大量的华裔人员住在休斯顿。休斯顿的人口普查非常的重要。2020的人口普查影响到我们未来的10年，每一年的6170亿联邦政府给的基金尤其是在现在这个非常重要的一个疫情的这个期间。我们需要这些资金来补助我们的社区、我们的华裔社区、我们的老人、我们的小孩，还有这些资金来做这些盖医院、盖学校，还有公路。2020年人口普查还在继续进行当中。在8月11号到10月31号中间，将会有人口普查员开始出来拜访那些未完成领人口普查的家庭朋友们。那你这个人口普查员呢，将会来敲门就是说他会一共做4次的敲门。如果他没有得到您的回应的话，他会试着一次再一次的来4次。所以呢，我希望大家能够尽量的参与人口普查。你可以用上网或者是回答电话的方式来做您的人口普查，只需要您5分钟的时间，5分钟到10分钟的时间。所以在这个进行当中呢，就不会有人来打扰你们。所以如果您能够在这还有差不多10几天的时间，在这10几天的时间把这个事情做完，就不会有人来敲门。那要分辨人口普查员 ，just in case 如果你没有回答的话，有人来敲门，要分辨人口普查员也是很容易可以分辨的。他们将会有一个 badge 一个 badge， 然后上面会有一个人口普查员的那个这个水印，一个水印然后有一个印章在这里。然后呢，他们将会跟您就是讨论一下，就是跟您采访一下，问一下人口普查的一些基本的资料。那绝对不会问您的 Social Security Number， 不会问您的那个Bank Information。如果他们问到这个，就是假的 ，OK？ 所以这个请你们不要开门，也不要答应，请你一定要看他的这个人口普查的这个 ID， 它上面会有写然后呢，如果说你们有任何问题的话，你们也可以打电话问我，或者是我给你我的电话号码是OK 346-907，对不起，我自己要戴个眼镜看一下，不然看不到。346-907-8834，346-907-8834，这是我的电话号码，我叫 Debbie Lee。那非常的重要的人口普查，那如果你们想要上网或者是打电话回应的话呢，我们有广东话的，还有普通话的专线。我现在目前手上还没有这个号码，但是我等一下在快要结束的时候，我可以再重复一次，再讲一次。所以人口普查非常的重要，请大家一定要参加，谢谢 ，Thank you。
Thank you, Debbie Lee. So
Thank you.
pretty much you guys need to respond. If you haven't already, you can go to the website, census website, or you can also call. If you don't respond, the census takers will be knocking on your door starting August 11th. So that's just to summarize.
该讲过的，黛碧已经讲过了3、4的重要性，我想大家已经知道这一点。但是我想再强调一点，最重要的，那就是说，整个我们族群，整个华裔社区，最需要的就是你的参与。如果没有你的参与，整个社区未来10年的这个经费是来自美国政府、联邦政府的，我们就会减少，就会得不到相应的这么多的经费来帮助整个社区的未来10年的各个方面。希望大家能重视起来，也希望大家能支持华人社区以后将来10年的发展。谢谢你们。
Okay, thank you, Kai. So everyone, if you don't fill out the census, only happen once every 10 years, your community does not get funding from the government. So it's very important that everybody fills the census, because we're talking about $10,000 each person will lose for the next 10 years. So we want everyone to fill out their census as soon as possible before the deadline of October 31st. Thank you, Kai.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have Jeannie. Go ahead, Jeannie.
Everyone, can you hear me? Hi, again, my name is Jeannie Peng. I'm Communications Manager with Harris County Engineering Department. So I just want everyone out there to know about this. This is harrishoustoncounts.com. You can use this as a resource to find out how you can fill out your census form. This is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time that we've ever, people are able to fill it out online. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. So, and you can also fill it out via telephone and then mail, and, people will stop by and take it for you and help you take it for you. So if you do not respond. We want to remind everyone about the deadline. That's going to be now mid-fall. Is that correct? It's been extended. So you can go through this website and it'll give you some great resources if you want to share it with your friends and family. There are creative resources here. A lot of people like to share it through social media. So this is the Yes to the Census 2020 campaign. This is basically us as Harris County and City of Houston and community organizations and entities and institutions gathering together to share and reach those communities like never before to fill out this census. And of course, with what's going on with COVID-19, it's extremely important now to be able to go into those in all the communities, but those hard to reach communities. And with these resources, it gives you the tools to do that. So let me go ahead and stop sharing here. So if we want to just harrishoustoncounts.com. Again, I want to echo what Kai said. Every 10 years it's decided how taxpayer dollars come back to the community. The census will help distribute federal resources to your community. So we always say Houston, Harris County is one of the largest in the United States. We want to keep that going. We certainly want everyone to be counted in this region, and so we can get the resources that we need. The census, your community receives the resources based on census population. So this can help pay for like hospitals, medical, emergency services, schools, roads, and more. The accurate and complete census helps businesses, community leaders, and elected officials make informed decisions every day. And it's safe. So a lot of people need to know that your data is protected and it's completely confidential by law. So If you want to find out more, just go to harrishoustoncounts.com, and also you can go to the national census site as well.
Okay, thank you, Jeannie. Okay, you guys, we have a surprise special guest today. I did not expect Mr. Jean Wu to join us. Hello, Mr. Jean Wu. How are you?
Good. How are y'all?
Good. Thank you for joining us. So today we're doing #TrueForYou, AAJC Census Day of Action. So thank you for being on here. Would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself? I don't want you to wait, so go ahead.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm just here to support the community. You know, as someone who is elected to represent people, having an accurate census count is really important because it's not just the money. It's also about representation. How we are counted is going to change how we are represented. So if we're undercounted, then we get to be shoved into a district with a lot more people, and we get less representation than places that do a better job of returning their census counts. And what that really means is that Asian communities, immigrant communities, communities of color will get less representation because those are the places that historically turn their census in less often. And we need to change that. And, you know, for me as an Asian American, I'm particularly proud of the Asian community because we've grown so much and we've done so much for the state and so much for the nation that I think for us, it's important to be recognized. It's important to be counted so that we can officially be recognized as having grown so much, as being as powerful as we are. And I want the rest of the nation to know that. And I want the community to be proud of how strong we are. And I'm just happy to do anything we can to get people to return their census forms.
You definitely do a lot for our community around here. I definitely help you with the free mass drive-through. So thank you so much for all you do for our community here. And thank you for joining us.
And I'm just happy to do anything we can to get people to return their census forms.
You definitely do a lot for our community around here. I definitely help you with the free mass drive-through. So thank you so much for all you do for our community here. And thank you for joining us. What a nice surprise. We also have another surprise guest, Dawn Lin.
Hi, how are you? Good to see
Good.
everybody.
I know.
Smiling face, still healthy and working for a great common cause. And thank you. Yeah, I don't know why people are so just slow in answering the census, but I think the question was out and many people already did the early response. And I'm sorry to see the Harris County still, Fort Bend still trying to catch up. So are we at the national level as of today yet?
Well,
Yes, we'll
Sam is going to go over that in a little bit. So
We're still a little behind, but I'm going to go over the response rate maps in just a
Okay.
bit.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for your services. And we do this not only for you, for me, but for everybody, good for the whole city, good for the community. I'm all for it. And thank you for your services again. Stay safe.
thank you,
Thank you,
Dawn.
Dawn. Thank you,
Thank you.
Dawn. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, Johnny, you are next.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Johnny Vo, and I'm a Census Partnership Specialist here in Houston, Texas. Thank you for letting me join you guys today. It's an honor. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the census takers, or we call them enumerators. So is it okay if I can share my screen with you guys?
Yes, go ahead.
All right.
And you can speak Chinese, you can speak, in Vietnamese and English if you like.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So the census takers are the one that are gonna come out to your homes and help you to fill out their response to census if you haven't done that already, or if you're not able to do it. We call them enumerators, and they originally they supposed to come out to your home beginning of July, but I think the date has been pushed back to August, and I think the exact date may be August 11th, if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken. So starting August 11, the census takers will come out to your home and help you to fill out the census forms. A couple of things you look for when they come knocking on your doors. First of all, they will be wearing a mask, a face mask, for everyone's safety. Next, they will show you their ID, which have their Census Bureau watermark. And it's also have a, if you look at the bags, it have their census logo on the back. And also the laptop has the census logo along with their logo on their personal cell phone. So if you're not sure who they are, or if you not exactly, positive if they from census, you can always ask them to give them their ID with their picture on there, just to make sure you have the right people coming to your door. Okay, and they will be helping you fill out the forms online or by telephone. It will be quick. It won't take that long. Please let them help you if you haven't done that already. And here are some of the items that you can see they will be carrying with them. They will start from August 11th and all the way until October 31st. That's the last day for them to come out and help you guys with their census response. Okay, if you have any question, you can always give us a call, and we can help you avoiding all the fraud and scams that going on, because as you know, there are always going to be people trying to take advantage of this situation, and we just want to help you as much as we can. Okay. Chào quý vị, tôi là Johnny, làm việc cho văn phòng Census Bureau. Tôi muốn báo cho quý vị biết là bắt đầu từ tháng 8 ngày 11, chúng tôi sẽ có một đội ngũ đi ra để giúp quý vị điền đơn nếu mà quý vị nào chưa điền đơn cho Census kiểm tra dân số nhé. Thì khi mà quý vị đi ra ngoài tới nhà quý vị đó, thì quý vị muốn kiểm tra coi người đó có phải thực sự làm việc cho văn phòng Census Bureau hay không, thì quý vị có thể coi những cái đồ vật dụng người đó cầm theo cho quý vị. Ví dụ như người đó ta sẽ cầm theo một cái giỏ, trên đó có đề là United States Census, and có một cái ID của Census, và quý vị có thể hỏi người đó để coi cái ID, cái hình ở trên đó luôn nhé. Chúng tôi sẽ giúp quý vị điền đơn online hay là qua phone. Tất cả những người nào chưa có điền đơn thì xin quý vị giúp trả lời và giúp những người đó trả lời những câu hỏi người đó sẽ điền giúp cho quý vị. Sẽ mất chỉ khoảng từ 5 tới 10 phút thôi nha. Cảm ơn quý vị rất là nhiều. Thank you everybody.
Thank you, Johnny. Okay, last but not least, we have Sam. He's going to give us an updates on the response rates in our area.
All right, thank you, Yen. I'm going to go ahead, share my screen so I can show you guys some of the maps of the live response rates, which these are updated daily with the most recent self-response rates to the census. So you can see nationally, we're at 62.6%. Texas at 57%, and then if I go ahead, click on city, we can see Houston's. And you can access all this through 2020census.gov as well if you'd like to look at it yourself. And then we go to Houston, at 53.4%. So we're a little behind, but we're still pulling in numbers every day, trying to bring those up. And you can go even deeper than that and see the census tract level, because it actually varies really wildly from neighborhood to neighborhood. One neighborhood may have a very high response rate with the next one being low. And here you can see all the census tracts. And there's actually another map I like to use that's a little bit more intuitive for me. So I'll pull that up in just a second to go to this tract level. But before that, if you click up here on the rankings, you're able to see it through a chart. Texas is at 39th at 57.5%. But I know we were at 40, so we are moving up slowly but surely. And Houston is at about, it's somewhere on here, I think it's 12,251 on all these. But that again is out of over 19,000. So we're still in there. And there's only, just for interesting, there's only 2 cities in the US that have 100% response rate. So there's only 2 cities that enumerators are not going to have to visit any households. And then this is the census tract level, where you're able to see it by neighborhood. And we can see, like I said, some neighborhoods varying kind of wildly. Like if you look at Bel Air, there's a higher response rate than when you look at Gulfton. So us, with the Census Bureau, we're focusing more of our efforts on these lower responding areas. And just to give you an even clearer picture, I filtered it again to show anything below 30% response. So these are the neighborhoods in Houston that have less than 30% of households currently responding to the census. So you can see around Southwest, there's definitely a bit more, which is why me and Debbie, Johnny, and a lot of the rest of the Houston team have been focusing a lot of our efforts in the Southwest area to help bring these response rates up. Working a lot with Southwest Management District, they actually just approved some funding for an incentive program for apartments that are in these low responding areas to encourage them to respond, and then they can be entered in like a drawing for a gift card, and that's done through Southwest Management District. So we're really happy to have great partners such as them to help us bring these response rates up in the area. And one thing I do want to say about the response rates, looking at them, is don't look at it and think that this is only 20% response rate, so we're only counting 20% of the people in that area. A better way to think about it is that really that means we have to visit 80% of the households in that area. So the more people we can get to self-respond now, the fewer households we're going to have to visit when the enumerators go out. And most of the time, the more accurate responses we get with the census. Self-responses are usually more accurate when you do it yourself, you take the time rather than having to have someone come and do it at your door. And the last thing I do want to touch on is, this actually came out yesterday, is that you might receive an email if you have not yet responded. They are going to start emailing households that are below the 50% rate and have not yet responded. And that email will come from this address, 2020 census at subscriptions.census.gov. So if you see an email from there, it'll have the link to respond, and you can just go ahead and click it and get it done and not have to worry about anybody coming by your house.
So Sam, I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Okay, the first one, do we know what is the main reason for the low response rates for those areas?
It's a lot of things. It comes down to, we call them hard to count populations, and it could be any number of things. It could be language barriers. It could be distrust of the government. It could be, maybe not even thinking that you're supposed to be counted. But we try to get the information out that, everybody needs to be counted, and to quell the fear, your information cannot be shared with any government agency. It is kept completely secure. Me, Johnny, and Debbie, actually, before we even started, we had to take an oath for life to protect any census information we come across. And if we break that, we have to spend 5 years in prison and pay a $250,000 fine. So I don't think any information, if you've done the census form, it's really not that complicated, and any information on there, we're not gonna wanna go to prison for sharing. So we bring that up, and then also to reinforce the importance of the census, that, you know, this is bringing funding back to the communities, not just next year, not just the year after, but for the next 10 years. It's affecting so much federal funding coming back through Medicare, Medicaid, roads, transportation. And to even give a more immediate example from the recent Harris County relief checks, those, you know, those were the checks where they ran out pretty quickly. So they had to determine how to get the funding to who needed it most. And they actually looked at the CDC has this thing called the Social Vulnerability Index, where they determine that through census tract data to determine more vulnerable populations. So that they actually use that census data to determine who are the more vulnerable populations to get the money to who needs it most. So sometimes it can be hard to kind of see the benefits of the census, but really is used every day all around you. And that's a really immediate example I saw recently.
Yeah, and then my last question would be, the census takers that are going to visit these areas, do they speak the language, you know, in that community, or do they only speak English?
We do hire from within the community, and we do hire a lot of bilingual languages, but as I'm sure you know, there's many languages spoken in Houston, and they actually, a lot of the enumerators are bilingual, but if they encounter a household that doesn't speak that language, they actually have a language guide that they can show them with 59 different languages on it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so it covers a lot of the languages. If that enumerator doesn't speak that language, then they can show them the guide and help them that way.
Okay, good. Good to hear. Anyone else have any question? Comment? Last word?
Oh, I wanted to repeat that number that I missed out for the Chinese people to call in for the Chinese languages. You can call in directly for 844-391-2020. That's for Mandarin Chinese, 844-391-2020. Or you can, if you want to speak Cantonese, the number will be 844-938-2020. That's for Cantonese is 844-938-2020. So when you make this call, it won't be any English speaking person pick up the phone. It will be directly in Mandarin or directly in Cantonese. So you can call in and to do your census on the phone, and it will take probably 5 to 10 minutes the most. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. It was very informative. I learned a lot. So we definitely going to share this, and hopefully we will get our community to respond and get that response rates up. So thank you very much, you guys. Stay safe.